Now let's look at the contentious $1.9 billion remedies request in the ongoing lawsuit between Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). The cryptocurrency community has expressed its disapproval of the Securities and Exchange Commission's demand that Ripple pay an astounding $1.9 billion in fines and penalties. The cryptocurrency community has opposed the Commission's most recent solution proposal, which has drawn criticism for its resistance. Critics have pointed their fingers at this opposition. They believe that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is abusing its regulatory authority, making it impossible for them to seek remedies in the course of their rights-related business. This is a result of the SEC utilizing an excessive amount of authority. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) released a court filing on March 22 that stated Ripple was sentenced to pay a total of $1.9 billion in fines and penalties. Between 2013 and 2020, Ripple made a total of $728 million from its purported unregistered securities offering through institutional sales of XRP. This sum is contrasted with the revenue that Ripple generated from this offering. People in the XRP community have voiced their displeasure with the SEC's request, characterizing it as evidence of prejudice being directed towards Ripple. These people have expressed their disapproval of the request. This quantity is by no means a significant sum. J.W. Verrett, a professor of law, took the initiative to draw attention to the stark disparity between this demand from the SEC and similar cases involving other corporations. He accomplished this by drawing attention to the demand's origins from the SEC. In situations like these, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) aims to recover 11, but its demand that Ripple pay $300 has caused people to take notice and criticize the actions that the SEC took. 11 recoveries are made. The legal dispute continues despite Ripple's wins in the case, which include the court's ruling that XRP is not a security and the dropping of charges against its executives. Ripple has stated that it will file its opposition later this month. It is still unclear how the Securities and Exchange Commission's remedy request will be resolved. Australian lawyer Bill Morgan joined the chorus of detractors denouncing the SEC's demand as an abuse of regulatory authority. Morgan's management viewed it as extremely abusive to mount such a formidable defense and postpone its goal of regulating cryptocurrencies for a period of 3.5 years. For putting up such a fight and postponing its goal to regulate cryptocurrency for so long, Morgan's Sue management views it as extremely harsh. Chief Legal Officer of Ripple Stuart Alder has pointed out that there are non-political solutions to combat cryptocurrency scams. In light of this, the OneCoin fraud case is being discussed here. Ripple voiced their displeasure of the political approach taken by the SEC. A few days ago, the U.S. court system sentenced Irina Kinska, the former head of OneCoin's Legal and Compliance Department, to 4 years in prison. This decision was made in light of her involvement in the cryptocurrency pyramid scheme that defrauded investors who were not aware of the plan and stole over $4 billion from them. To remedy the shortcomings that the authorities have with regard to topics pertaining to Bitcoin, several persons who were involved in the case have been indicted by the U.S. government. This specific situation is mentioned in the essay that Ripple's chief legal officer has published. Alder Rowe seems to be alluding to the widely held belief that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions are inciting a political feud within the Bitcoin industry. This perception changed as a result of a statement made by Securities and Exchange Commission Director Juror Gruhl, who said that the commission oversees cryptocurrencies with integrity. Gruhl was attempting to address claims that the ZMC was using it for regulatory purposes during that time frame. The statement prompted a response from Ripple's chief legal officer, who stated that he disagreed with the SEC director's accusation against the commission. Gruhl was trying to offer an answer to the allegations. A few instances in which federal courts found the Securities and Exchange Commission guilty of acting outside of good faith served as evidence in favor of his allegation. He brought attention to these instances to bolster his claim. One instance of the type of behavior that is not unusual is the debt box case, which exposed the SEC's egregious abuse of power. The CC said the company had deceived investors out of over $50 million, leading to the issuance of a restraining order and an asset freeze on debt packages. Consequently, this adversely affected the organization's capacity to operate efficiently. The commission realized after a while that it had misrepresented itself in court against DeBall. This acknowledgement was made after much trial and error on the subject. Furthermore, the chief legal officer of Ripple drew attention to the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) had been chastised by a district judge for its apparent disdain for the law and the case that Ripple had initiated. Lawyer John Deaton expressed worries regarding the likelihood that the government would go beyond its jurisdiction in the debt box case. This incident demonstrated the Securities and Exchange Commission's animosity toward Bitcoin once more. The CC was found to have acted arbitrarily and capriciously in the complaint it filed against Grayscale Investment, the court also found. Furthermore, Alderoty revealed a few more anomalies that are discernible in the SEC's requirements concerning cryptocurrency Binance. This action raised a comparable circumstance as a way to buck the trend because it was a technique. The Securities and Exchange Commission initiated a number of enforcement cases against cryptocurrency exchanges, including Coinbase and Kraken. This action produced a circumstance that was similar to the previously mentioned one. A sizable portion of the Ripple supporters are pushing for new laws that would end accusations of this kind of retaliatory behavior. The keen cryptocurrency, however, has been having trouble with price volatility while Ripple continues to fight the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in court. This is taking place in the midst of its 3-year-old legal battle, while other cryptocurrencies that are now on the market are preparing for the inevitable 2024 bull run. XRP is now facing a great deal of difficulties. The price of the cryptocurrency had dropped to less than $1, and there had been a significant decline in its market capitalization. The reputation of XRP also took a serious hit as a result of many investors selling off their holdings and multiple cryptocurrency exchanges delisting the token, many of which have since relisted it. Long-term supporters of XRP who have stood by the digital currency during this momentous time are starting to doubt if its future will turn out to be as promising as they had thought. As a result, investors are turning their attention to cryptocurrencies like ETF swaps that offer a higher chance of making money. This is a result of the Bitcoin market's volatility. The price of XRP continues to perform poorly, which is the reason it is still unregulated even though it is specified. An incredible $750,000 were made since this forward-thinking token was able to successfully pique the interest of a sizable number of investors during the first phase of its pre-sale. This was an amazing accomplishment. The price of XRP remains volatile while Ripple and the SEC continue to battle. This is the case even though U.S. District Judge Torres' decision, which stated that XRP's scheduled sales are not seen as a form of regulation, has given XRP regulatory clarity. Securities investments investor optimism was bolstered even though XRP had pushed beyond 60 cents earlier in March and had crossed over the 50-cent barrier for the first time in months. The value of cryptocurrencies hasn't increased significantly yet, though. It had been months since XRP had done so, and this was the first instance. Conversely, the value of cryptocurrencies has experienced a sudden decline recently. According to data provided by CoinMarketCap, the price of XRP is currently trading at 59 cents, representing a 0.41% gain in the last 24 hours. The current price of the cryptocurrency does not seem to be a good indicator, which may disappoint investors who were hoping for a possible gain during this upbeat period. The price of XRP has dropped by 5.6% in the last week.